Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Greg the Bug Burke, and I'm going to be bringing you an overview of the Biovore in the Tyranid 5th edition Codex today. How's everyone this afternoon? Hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing good, and let's talk about this Biovore. I love Biovores. Let me get those out of the way now. They are the best artillery in the game. And I know you're probably thinking, well, Greg, but, you know, the guard and have all these AP1 large blast strength 8 weapons. Yeah, I know, but these things, it's 135 points for a squad of 3. And they do so much damage if you use them correctly. So much damage. They're multiple barrage. They fire strength 4, AP4 weapons. They just slaughter infantry. They're great against orcs. Great against anything that likes to hide in a corner, basically, and get killed. So let's talk about them, shall we? Biovores, I suggest you take them in broods of 3. Do not take 1, do not take 2, take 3. They're 45 points each. They're cheap for what they do. Just take 3. End of story. I know some people, I've seen some people take 6 and even 9. Personally, I don't like taking 9 because opponents get really down when they see 9 Biovores. It's perfectly fair to take 9, but it's kind of cheese. You know, I mean, seeing 9 Biovores, you're like, oh, well, if I'm running an Orc army or another Nid army, you know, I'm going to be dead. All my infantry is going to be dead round 2 of shooting. So, I mean, I would take 3. 3 is a fair and they're a good heavy support choice. Now, when you place them on the terrain, make sure they're behind cover because they don't have that good survivability. They have a 4-up save with a toughness 4 and 2 wounds. So strength 8 weapons will insta-kill them, but make sure they're behind some type of cover. Something new in the 5th edition Codex with the Synapse. If they are out of Synapse and they fail their leadership, which is 6, that's pretty low, they result to lurking. And what lurking does is they have to move to the closest piece of hindering terrain. Now, you don't want them to move, because if they move, they can't fire their weapons. So I would suggest putting them in hindering terrain when you start the game to avoid this. Now, if they're going to get out of Synapse, which they will, because you're going to put them in hindering terrain in the back of the field, and there's going to be nothing around them after around turn 2, because everything's moving forward, they're going to have to fire at the nearest visible enemy. Now, hopefully, that enemy is close by and your opponent doesn't catch on and go put a hammerhead tank or some type of rhino like right next to them, so they just have to keep firing at it to keep them busy. But, you know, you do have that leadership of 6. You can get it. A lot of times I use the Turbogon's ability, which is called Domination, which basically allows, if I pass my Psychic test, allows me to make his synapse range 18 inches. And this is good because he's usually in the back, kind of very slowly moving forward as support. So 18 inches is pretty good, and that'll give you enough shots to really woundle some things down. As a matter of fact, now I think I'm pretty recalling, my friend Dave's going to be pretty mad that I was actually not making any leadership tests last game, and I was firing at whatever I damn well pleased. That's a no-no. I need to make leadership tests for that. But anyway, they are great. They use a large blast template. A large blast template. And it's linked barrage. So you're going to get 3 blast templates, potentially. And if you miss, you're not SOL. You actually place spore mines on the table that drift a d6 and a scatter, and a d6 and a scatter per turn. So you can actually bump into an enemy model and cause some damage. It's also pinning. So if something gets hit hard, they'll go to ground. And this is bad for units that need to move forward or need to shoot. I've actually remembered pinning a round of Pathfinders in the Eldar in that pricey unit, and that actually cost them their lives because they were down a turn, and I moved forward and ripped them apart. They weren't able to fire. That's a great ability too. So in recap, guys, they're a great heavy support choice. They're great artillery, great strength. Make sure to put them in cover. Try to keep them in synapse as long as possible, and make those leadership tests. And fire. I'm Greg the Bug Burke, and this was my 4th podcast. All right, guys. All right. Feel free to email me if you guys have any other advice, suggestions, tactics, information. I'd love to hear from you guys. So until then, I will talk to you later.